sprayed on here with, this is just burnt umber, thinned with solvent to do the initial drawing. The next thing I want to do is I want to cover the canvas with a wash. I'm going to do a very unfussy, thin wash of color over the entire painting. Then I've got some burnt umber, some ivory black, some raw umber, and some ultramarine. Might want a little bit, let's put a little bit of actually yellow, like cadmium yellow in there, just to give it a, that's interesting. Okay, let's just go with that. We're always looking for moments of being able to, if anything, if we can, just improve our drawing. And especially when you've got a little ellipse like this, you can maybe make it work a little better. It's funny, you don't want to, it's all about just whatever whatever you feel is important. There's no real rules. Well, there's no rules. But some I wouldn't call them details, just its character. It's important to know what you think is important from a point of view of giving character to the painting. We'll just mix it, but let's just have a look. Let's just go with something here. Okay, radical foreshortening on that, but that's what's going on. I just want to get something that's a little, just a sort of dark-ish. That's all right. All right, that's okay. Cadmium yellow light really is all you need. Generally, you can get away with a lot with that, but I find sometimes I have cadmium yellow and a lemon yellow. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility. Cadmium yellow light is your yellow primary, and then you've got your alizarin as your red primary, and ultramarine as your blue primary. And really restate some things and see how we go. If we find this eyebrow, which comes down like this, perhaps it's a bit further out than that. Something like that? I think so. So you can see all these colors on the palette, pools of color. So now I want something, just something for the flesh. And what I'll do, and this is going to be so basic, I'm going to just get a little bit of alizarin, a little bit of white. Okay, so a little bit of titanium white. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of alizarin in there, make it a bit pink, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of yellow ochre in there. And that's going to give me something quite pink. I'll put a little bit more yellow ochre in that. And you see I've got something like, it's probably too pinky. Make it a bit more yellow, probably be fine for certain skin. And then I'm just going to scrub that in. So we've got this nice basis to really start painting on, and what I want to do now is go in and do a second pass. Okay, let me just get in something nice, yummy, dark in here that comes down in here, and then I can put some really, this here is where there's real lightness. We might even be able to use what's already there for that. It's actually a really rich shadow color in here. I even might just put this in just as a sort of marker, because it's a really rich shadow color in there because of all the reflected light. I love these little nuances, the way that does that. Maybe a bit too yellow. Let me go a little bluer. not overcomplicate things. Maybe we just go a little bluer with it. How does that feel for? It's pretty nice. Let's just have a feel. A bit more yellow ochre. Push it back a little. Look at that beautiful colour. Let's have a look at this in sort of places like. So you really want your palette. You want to know where you are. I can find my different darks here. I can find what I'm looking for. Just get some of this light on. Lighter or darker. Get the colour right. Make it lighter or darker, and make it more or less intense. Really, that's it. That's all you can do with colour. That kicks out there. This. And then a little here. Bit there. And a little highlight there. But I'm just going to start with this. This is just too strong, this edge. I'm going to leave that for the minute. With a face, obviously, it's really important to know what your center line is. It's just, we're going to have highlight sort of here, and we're going to have highlight, real highlight here. Half tone for this. We'll get away with, I don't know if we'll get away with something quite as rich as this, but let's have a look. Around here. Gives us a bit of a chance to clean up that finger a little. Feels alright actually, I think. Less of the blue. Just see how that looks. Yeah, I quite like that. We always want to see the world in shapes, and very often we want to see it in simple shapes. So, as Cezanne said, you want to see the world as spheres, cones, or spheres, cubes, and cylinders. Just about here. Very dark sort of red that seems to be getting picked up in here, and in here, and in here. Enough to come off the brush. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. Just down here, let's have a look. I don't think that does it too much harm. Sometimes I'd rather have a nice, fresh, spontaneous stroke that's not quite perfect, rather than a perfect stroke that's not very spontaneous. I want some dark in here just to really. It's one thing to put a background in, but to have a background really work is sometimes by far the most difficult part of the painting. I'm wondering if I can just sort of tail this off down here. I can easily just mix some darker stuff, but I'm wondering whether I can. I like it highlighted a little against the background. I'm just wanting to soften some of these largely it's at a point that's pretty close to perhaps being complete. If you'd like to see a full version of this video, please go to my website. You'll also find other portrait and landscape painting videos, as well as my complete painting course, which is over 15 hours of theory and demonstrations of tonal paintings, color mixing, and a complete still life painting. So please check that out.